It's about that time, man. Week 2 of the Georgia high school football season is here. But look, we're going to preview all these matchups probably tomorrow, if not later on today, right? But I want to talk about the big one, Moody versus Gainesville. Now, both these teams kick off tonight at 7 p.m. at Gainesville. Obviously, you guys know they've had their new stadium. Gainesville looked really good, opening up the season. But another great interstate battle between two really good teams. Now, most people don't know, unless you live in Alabama, that Moody made the state championship last year, and they've looked really good under head coach Jake Gannis. And he's a young coach too, but just since he's taken over, this team has been top tier. They've landed guys to the next level. Charlie Johnston, their quarterback, who they're going to replace this year, right? He's at Georgia Southern, right? Sidney Walton, who's obviously at Tennessee at the cornerback position, right? He was a 3-star prospect. So every year he's produced some type of D1 caliber prospect. But they will have a little bit of a different team this year. Some of the key guys to know from researching a little bit, I think the quarterback is going to be Jake Laurie. Obviously comes in as a junior, but he will have the weaponry as he's had as Moody has had in years past. They got a top tier player who I think should be even going to a bigger school than what he's going. And it's this guy right here. Josiah Dozier is special, y'all, and he's so slept on as a player. Like, he should be talked about way more than what he is. 3-star prospect, in my opinion, should be a 4, but he is committed to USF. And like I said, I just want to bring attention to him as a player and what he brings to the table. But Laurie will have him to throw to as well, in addition to other playmakers. But this guy right here is massive, and he's only gotten bigger and bigger. I got a chance to see him as a sophomore, and I've only heard great things from people like Larry Rudolph, people that are down there, obviously in Alabama, has offers from Georgia State, UAB, and much more. But Fisher Breitengard is going to be obviously one to watch in this game. Offensive line, he will have his work cut out because he's going up against a really good defensive line for Gainesville. We look at Xavier Griffin, Jamarian Matthews, Aiden Kane. Them guys going to be at him all night long. But I think he's ready for the battle. He went up against those guys last year, except Jamarian Matthews, except Kane. But he did it and held his own and protected his quarterback. So I think he'll be ready for that. And then you can't talk Moody, man, without talking about this guy right here, man. And that's Barack Willis, man. Continues to train with Coach L. Obviously has a great brother. And obviously down south, we know him very well, man. Top 10 schools he recently announced. Everybody in the country wants this kid, man, and he's elite. Like, I seen him basically like wreck a game, with no problem. Like, he's one of the reasons why they made state last year as well, in addition to the really good linebacking core, as well for obviously the Blue Devils. But he comes back more primed, better. Last year posted 95 tackles, 17 sacks. He's only going to be better. He's going to probably face more double teams with how elite he is. But I'm interested to see how he deals with that, what else he's worked on his game. But I know, working with Coach L, working with obviously his brother Steve, I know that he's going to be equipped and he's going to make his impact felt in this game. The biggest question for Moody is how will he look at corner? Now, that I don't know too much. I tried to research and look it up a little bit, but losing Walton, how do they replace the cornerback position is the biggest question. Defensive line, they're going to be very good. Now, they got a guy, Henry Smith, 3-star prospect that you guys got to watch out for on the edge position, along with a Barack Willis, really good players. Watch out for them as well. And then I forgot to mention, obviously, at receiver spot, recently transferred in, obviously, this past offseason, Aubrey Walker is going to be one to watch in this game as well for the Moody Blue Devils, man. He's going to be special along with a Josiah Dozier. That's going to be a problem. So watch out for that in this game as well. All right, let's go down to the Gainesville Red Elephants, a team I know very well. Shout out to, obviously, my guy, Coach Deion Kane, man. He does a phenomenal job with this group. He got one of the best signal callers in the game in the 2027 class in Kareem Hughley. Only one I rate above him is Teddy Gerard, but this dude is elite. He's special, and I think, he's primed for another big-time season. They got weaponry all over the field. They can throw the ball. They can run it with Najeh Newkirk. They got, special running back tandem as well. One of the best offensive lines in the country, in my humble opinion. When you look at, obviously, Big Red, Carter Mathis, you look at, Tyler, they got guys all over the field that can block and protect at a high level. They got Louisville coming on the offensive line as well. These guys are loaded, man, so they can do a little bit of everything, and they got the weapons as well on the outside to hurt you and burn you. And then defensively, man, it's hard. It's going to be hard to throw against them and run against them because I feel like they're stout in the interior of the defensive line, and they also can rush off the edge as well. Like I said, with the aforementioned guys, right? Xavier Griffin, Jamarian Matthews, and their linebacking core is big. They're loaded. They can fill those holes, very gap sound, great IQ, and then they got a lot better too in the secondary with Jeremiah Proctor coming over, 3-star prospect, bright upside, 2027 class. So Gainesville's a loaded team. They should be a contender in 5A again, and this is going to be a good test to see because this was a state championship runner-up. No, will they have the same pieces that Moody had last year? No, and Gainesville looked pretty good against them, but this Moody team will be good yet again, so you got to watch out for them this upcoming year. But My prediction is I'm going to go with a close victory for the Gainesville Red Elephants. I think this will be a nice game. I think this will be a 24-21 victory for Gainesville. I think Moody will battle. They will compete. I think they will tie the game up at the end. I think Gainesville and obviously Kareem Hughley will lead them on a game-winning drive where the kicker kicks it for about a 40-yard field goal. Gainesville walks it off, and they win a close, tight-knit battle, but much respect to Moody because they're going to come in here and they're going to play at a high level. So 24-21 victory for the Gainesville Red Elephants over the Moody Blue Devils.